And hello all. Hope everyone is doing well today. So, let's see. So, I just kind of picked this one. I saw it. I saw a happy number and I was like, well, wait a second. This kind of sounds kind of cool. So, the premise of this is and we don't want to do what we've done last time. So this had an exponent feature to it. And we learned last time when we were copying these, it is lost in translation. So here we are. And we should be good now. Let's see if I got everything set up the way that I want it. My phone's almost dead. I need to get a charger over here too. All right, so the premise is 19 is a happy number because we separate this and we square 1, we squared 9, we get 82. We separate the 8 and the 2, square 8, square 2, we get 68. Separate the 6 and the 8, we get square 6, square 8, we get 100. Now, the end result here is we separate all these and we get 1 squared, we get 0 squared, and we get 0 squared equals 1. So this is a true happy number. Now, I don't know at what point we're going to have to loop through this and decide after how many is, or it's endlessly in a cycle and it does not equal 1. And I guess my question is, how long will this, how long could this go without getting to a happy number? Will it fail if we take too long? And actually, as I was sitting down, I was thinking about our last live stream with, I thought about a solution at dinner last night, and I don't know if we'll have time to get to it, but I think there's a way to iterate through our find the different character as we iterate through it and we do the math that Venki suggested. All right, so let's see if we can begin to build this. So if you are new today, finding our channel for the first time, thanks for joining us. Nobody's dropped into chat, so if you are super new, I'd love to hear just a hey so I can see who you are, and I'm very intrigued of where you are time zone wise. You don't have to tell me where you are. Not more interested in just your general location on the globe, because I don't know if you can tell here, but it is in the morning where I am. I'm trying to get some live streaming done and then go mow before the rain comes in, because it's technically not summer anymore, but it still acts like it till like October where I live. All right, so we just had a few more people drop in, so we're looking at one that does a happy number, and it's a weird problem because I already know how Leetcode is going to do. They're going to come up with some crazy edge case, which I think is why I like it so much. But if you look right here, and I actually need to I'll put in the chat so you can go and look and follow along. That's the URL for the happy number, and you can go and follow along. So basically, well, first thing is we're going to have to split this, so we're going to have to turn this into a string. So we know that. So let's do 19 and 19 and 2. So those are the examples that they used. We'll comment this one out first. Spider's making me mad. All right. Oh my God, and I'm trying to set up the other hard drive operating system. And now I can't remember how I set up Anaconda to do 3, so I'm going to have to redo. I'm going to have to find my old notes or research how to set up multiple environments in Anaconda, and I just remember it not being that fun. Maybe I'll actually do it right this time and completely build the first one. Oh, I could do an export file. Sorry, thinking out loud. All right, so first we need to take in, and if you've never seen this, this will actually be a good practice for us to do. So if you're unaware, Python can completely, F9, Python's able to look at this, and then we can split this up. So Python understands that this is a digit. So all digits are, no, is that a, some strings, some strings are numbers. Some strings are digits, but not all digits are strings. Other way around. All digits are strings, but not all strings are digits. There we go. All right. So since, and I can do the reverse on this. So I can do int on n, and it can convert it back to 19. But I can't do an int on s. So just so, because it is not a base 10. It is not a digit. So you can't convert a string of an s into a integer, but it understands from its ASCII value. I'm assuming it's the ASCII value. That's how I would do it. And then I would correspond it. But if, hey, Vinky, how are you doing? Good day to you. All right, so if you just joined on, Vinky, take a peek over here, and you can also check the URL for the Leetcode. We're looking for happy numbers, and the output needs to be 1. So if it doesn't equal 1, splitting up and squaring. So we're kind of going through, and I'm explaining that we're going to need to split up this int, the string, and then we square. Funny was doing a problem the other day, how to split apart. Yeah, yep. So you may have a solve for this already, because what we would do, so if we do 19 and we split this, so then I would do, all right, and if I love not remembering because then I refresh myself. So right now I need to do n.split. So let's look at where to do super chat. Okay, hang on. N-key, nope. It's quite different one. Oh, Yesh, super chat. I guess I may not have it turned on. I don't know. I'll have to make a note somewhere to go and look at that. But nope. And n divided by 10, nope. It's quite different one. I got it. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do help on n.split. So what in the world does n.split do? If you're super new to Python, these are your friends. Help, dir, and type. You're going to get stuck at some point, and you're not going to know why. Something's not working the way you're expecting it to, but it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Ooh, we need to do that. That sounds like a video idea. I need to go back and do that. Re-record that. How'd I say that? If you're getting something you're not expecting, but it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Dir, type, and help are exactly your friends to acquire the solution. So n is a string, and these are all the methods that you can do on a string. There's a lot of them. And right now we're going to do split. So let's go back to where we were. Okay, return. This is important if you're super new. Return or in place, return none, all of these terms you're going to want to be familiar with. So when I do this method, I'm going to a list is going to be created. Return a list. So that means that means I get to assign that to a variable. So if I don't assign it to a variable, I'm going to lose all that work. So if I were to do here in.split, basically nothing would happen because I'm not assigning it to anything. So let's see. In.split. I get this. And actually right now we're going to have a problem because I'm a big-hearted man. I appreciate that. Practice is when everything works, but no one knows why. Venky, I love Venky, I may steal that. I love that. Practice is when everything works, but no one knows why. I saw a meme the other day, and it was a junior, and it was like, wow, it worked the first time. And then it had right underneath it, it had a senior, and it was like, wow, it worked the first time. So it was more, the junior was happy and ecstatic and basically was moving on about their day. And the senior was like, hey, we need to figure out why this worked. I wasn't expecting this to work. So it's all about perspective. So I love that. Practice is when everything works, but you don't know why. Perfect, Mickey. I'm so going to steal that. All right. So now, and of course, let's talk about the sep delimiter. Yeah. Okay. So here's some more terms if you're super new. Sep, separator, delimiter, how to split it. So it defaults to none, and really the delimiter, bingo, white space. So now we have a problem. So we're converting this. So we're not going to use split because we can't use split. So basically, we're going to need to iterate through this because sometimes we could have 2, sometimes we could have 3. Because we really want to get to 100 or 1,000 or something that we're going to get to a factor of 10 so we get to 1. That's our goal. So we need to start doing this. So for I in, and then we need to reconvert it. Total. This is just me throwing stuff against the wall. For I in, that's bad. That's a bad start. Then I'm going to total, increment, int, I, print total. This feels bad. List comprehension. Venky, you think list comprehension right here? Because right now, because what my thing is at what point do we stop? How do we know it won't? How do we know it won't get to a happy number? Because I can feel, so 1 is true, 2 or 3 false. Correct. So basically, right. So how I have this in my head is 10 would be happy, 100 would be happy, 1,000 would be happy. I don't think there's an end result that won't work because we'd get anything other, because we need 1 squared plus 0 squared. If it gets to 1, it's happy. So here, those numbers which process ends in 1 are happy. So basically, But I can see this example. 2 won't be, because then we get to 4. 4 squared. 4 squared is 16. 4 squared is 16. 16, then 1. Oops. That's not important. And then 16 squared, 36. So then you split 37. So my concern is, when do we know when to stop? And I can already feel Leetcode going to get on top of this. 37, right? Because 36, bingo. So then we separate that. So that's 9. 9 and what's 7 squared? 49. 9 plus 49. 58. Then 25 and 64. And then that's not right. Let's separate that again. So we're here at 37. So 37, not that. 9, 7, 9 plus 49. I did do that right, 58. Okay, then 5 squared, 25. 8 squared is a 64. 25 plus 64, 89. See, will it ever turn true if n is a happy number, false if not? See, my point is with Leetcode, I can already feel this. So, all right, 8 squared, 9 squared, 64 plus 81, 145. I wonder if it's, once it passes 100, it just won't. But I could also see, because if we got to 1,000, it'd be the same thing, right? Because we'd separate that. We'd have a bunch of zeros. Because 0 squared is 0. I'm thinking about factorial. 0 factorial is 1, not squared. Okay, so we're at 1 squared. So I wonder if it's past 100. We can start. So then we'd be at 4 squared, 5 squared, 16 plus 25 plus 1. Oh. That's an interesting loop. Whoa, 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 whoa. So once it passes... Okay, how about we just do this? Vinky, do you think... Let's see, delay ads, insert ad. Add streaming marker, share. Let's see. Okay, hang on, I'm looking at something. Reactions pop out. Okay, 2 is false again. Yes, 2 is false because... But I guess my brain is, because, I mean, could this go on endlessly? Because we also have to have this stop because we're going to get a runtime error. So I wonder if once it passes, because here was 145, and then we're back to 42. So I wonder if it's once it passes 100. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we'd get to 20. What does happy number mean here? I just joined now. Oh, okay, so cool. Scroll up in the link in chat. There is it's the Leetcode. So basically, we're trying to figure out what are the edge cases. But right now, Venki is already on top of it. So 2 is circular. Or we get back, or we go to 145 and we get back to 2. So 2 squared, and then we go back to 4. Huh. So we got to, when we started with 2, we ended up back at 2. But happy number. Okay, so the explanation and the definition of what the happy number is given a number 19, you split the 1 and the 9, you square each of them, and then add them together. You get 82. Take 82, split those digits, square each of them, you get 68. Then you split the 6 and the 8, you square each of them, adding them together, you get 100. 100, you split those 3, you get 1 squared, and then you square each of them. 1 squared plus 0 squared plus 0 squared gets us to 1. So 1 is a happy number. If you, in this process, and you end back at 1, you have created a happy number. So 19 is a happy number. 2 is not a happy number because we went through and we started here, and so we got to 16, then 37, and then we got up to 145, and then we ended up back at 42, and then Venki beat me to it. So 4 squared and 2 squared is 16 plus 4 is 20, and then we're basically back at the start. So 2 does a round trip. So what I can already see in my head is I'm concerned about basically an endless loop, which that would be. And I thought that there was possibly a way that we would get to 1,000. But if you look really closely, we get up to 145. Basically, if it's more than 100, it missed. So it's got to go through here and hit right on 100. All right, so let's just set it up for while less than 100. I don't know. Let's do that. Because if you look right here, Venki, does this feel like a list comprehension? Because I do not like that for loop. So we put it in a list comprehension. Let's get the bugs out of what we got to do. So as you can see, okay, so we got quite a few. I think this is the most we've had drop in. So if you are super brand new here, glad to have you. I'm super interested. Super important. Discord server down below. If you are super brand new and you've not joined the Discord server, go ahead and do that, because you're probably here because you're trying to learn Python and solve problems. So we spend a lot of time just solving problems, because what I'm obsessed with is getting new people not concerned about how they go about solving problems, not concerned about making mistakes. I want you to get so comfortable with seeing these challenges that you just go, okay, let's start. Don't really quite understand. Let's get started with the edge cases. Let's get started with something that I do know. So and I'm also intrigued of what time of day it is near you, so I can kind of get an idea where you are on the planet and your time frame. But Vinky, list comprehension, because I'm thinking a while true. While true. No, not while true. While in is less than 100. Not equal to 100, because no, not equal to 100, because once it passed, if it got over 100, it would still be doing it. While less than or equal. While less than or equal to 100. Let's start there. All right. So we need to take in, and then we need to turn it into a string. So if you've not seen this, scroll back a little bit in the video. We handled that you can convert a digit or an integer into a string, and then if it's a digit, you can convert it back to an int, meaning it's 0 through 9. Python understands that. I have a strong feeling it's done with ASCII. That's how I would do it. Oh, and while we have so many here, if you can hit that like button for me, I would really appreciate that. Because me and the YouTube algorithm have not been getting along for the past couple months now. So if you could hit that like button, I would very much appreciate it. All right. So let's see where we are. Let's see. I want to see something. And we've had quite a few people drop on already. Well, that's kind of cool. Well, I'm glad to have everybody here. You guys are making me feel very, very nice today. All right, so then we're going to... Okay, so it's anybody not know list comprehension? List comprehension can be weird the first couple times that you look at it. So let's look at it just for a minute. So everybody knows for I in standard I in range, let's just do 5. Print I, right? So I do so. Now, let's say I have an empty list. Empty list just like this for I in range 5, right? Then I'm going to take X and I'm going to append I to it. Just like this. So then I recall X, and now I have them right here. So now I can also do it like this. Let's just do Y so we can compare. Here's my list comprehension going into list. I'm making a list. So I'm basically going to do this down here first. Then I'm going to do this line for I in range 5. And then I close this out. Then I do this, and I call Y, and I have the exact same thing. So now, if I were to want to do something to these Y, this each time in here, I would do it on this side. So what I'm thinking is I would need to do, let me try to visualize this. I would need to go through, and I would need to then square each of them. Let's see. Need to square each of them as we go through. And then I would need to add them back, and then I'd do a sum. Yeah, I guess. I'm not liking I'm not liking this so far. All right. So then my new n would be I int I squared for I in n. Not liking that. All right, and then n equals sum of n. Okay. So here we are. We got n is 9. So for I in I need to change it different because I get that sounds really weird for I in. So in to be inside and our variable the letter n. Print int I square okay. So then if I were to put this inside, nope, that won't work. This won't work. And anyway, oh, I got an error right there. And then this will work. Okay, let's get rid of this. I don't want to get rid of that in case somebody wants to come in here and see what we're doing. Comment this out. There we go. Don't ever delete anything. Just comment it out always. So then now, let's comment this and let's just see if this is working. So I want to check something. I don't want this to just loop around. So I'm doing something a little, so I'm going to create a counter. Counter. Don't ever be afraid to add a counter to your stuff. Well, counter is less than or equal to 5. What was this? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's run this. Name total 1. Where is this column for total? Oh, my bad. Yes. In 19. Reassigning in should be something other than all right. Anybody see what I just did? Because that should have done something to 19 or to n other than just having this be. All right. Print in. Helps if you have the correct signage. So nothing happened. All right. There we go. All right, cool. This is what I wanted to have happen. Okay. So first of all, this was wrong. So, all right, let's see. Got right off the bat, this is not good. Okay, so why doesn't it like invalid literal int, but it completed it. No way. I did not even know that that was possible. I'm not getting anything. Was trying within. Yeah, I think what the trick is it's got to be a solution that's going to land on directly 100. Because then we get 1. Because if we do it not equal to 1, it'll go on for endlessness. That's what, since we hit 100 here, then we do it this one last time. I don't know. Hell, I can't even get this to work right now. Let me focus on this. But yeah, Vinky, I think it's going to be while n is less than 100, I think. Because then the final one will be... No, but when it gets to 1, then we'll need to do a final test. And if it gets to 1, then happy number. So we'll do a test. We'll do a test at the end. We'll do an if. So, all right. Let's see. I was not it's putting this inside of a string. That is really... I did not even know that was capable of happening. So let's go through these steps. So n equals 19. This is blowing me away. N equals strn. And I want to look at this. So n equals, let's copy this. Just put this in a string? What did I do? How did this get into... How did that happen? Oh. Okay, so I got one more step. So it will be some in. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was so dumb. Okay, that is right. There we go. Okay, let's run this again. Okay. I think now I'm the senior. Why'd that work? So we did it 4 times. So it will just continuously come back 1. Let's increase this to 5. Rerun this. So once it gets to 1, so you didn't get anything when you said while not equal to 1? But what will happen? We can try this in Leetcode. So, all right. Let's try 2. Let's see what happens. Let's go 10. Let's see how far this goes out. Uh, 15. Let's just kind of see. I have a feeling it goes circular. And it does. While in, you've already tried not equal to 1. While not equal to 1. Yep, just keeps going. But let's look and see how it repeats. Woo. Okay. All right. Let's put a pin in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So every 8. Let's see. So we know 2 is not a happy number. We know 19 is a happy number. But we have to have some sort of test to know if so if it repeats. So we gave it 2. Does 2 come back out? No. 4 does. So now we need to design something to check to know that it's not going to get to 1, but also know that it's repeated. Dictionary, and if it's in. Everybody like that? So we create a dictionary. So we don't need our counters. All right. So I'm gonna test to see if so if it repeats, I think we're going to return false. As long as it hasn't repeated a number, then it has a potential of getting to 100. You want to try that? That's kind of where I'm going. Let's see where we are. Hang on. Okay, hang on. What do you think of cheating in multiplayer games? No, I'm not a big fan of. Hey, Nico, how are you doing? No. Yeah, what would work if dict else add? Vinky, what do you think if while not equal to 1 and not in D? And not in D. Never tried that with a while loop. Doesn't really like this. And in, oh, of course, because I didn't have a variable. No, I'm not a big fan of any sort of cheating. Nico, I don't think I know it sounds cheesy, but I don't think you learn anything. I honestly think you're just hurting yourself. All right. Vinky, what do we think about that? Do we think that will work? So, and then we do if n equal to 1, print true, else print false. And then we can tweak this and get this into a okay. Helps if you then add. Okay. Print in D What am I? What, dn equals 1. All right, let's try this again. That was awful. Nobody caught that big old whopper of a mistake. Okay. Now we need to clean this up. Let's see if that worked. 82 comes around. '82 comes around again. Oh, hacks. I mean, still kind of falls under the same premise for me. All right, so 82 is in here twice. That's one of the reasons I stopped playing, because I had, oh yeah, back in time had to do so much denial of service attacks. Oh, okay. All right, Vinky, what am I missing? All right, am I making it more complicated here? So this is returning. So it's kicking out of here because D. All right. Am I printing in? I'm printing in. That's the new sum. Equals 1. Then it's failing. And in. Not in. Okay, why is 82 triggering this as a false? And in, not in. Would it be or? But 82 is not in. Okay, hang on. Got a text from somebody. I'll look at that. All right, let's get rid of this. '82, 68, 100, 1, true. Okay. Anybody missing? Anybody getting what I'm and in not in D? I do that. What am I missing? Oh, the sun is way out. Let's check. There we are. Okay, I think we're good. We're coming up on an hour. I think I've bored a lot of people. We're just down to our main group. Vinky, Nico, you guys see anything that I'm missing of why 82 is triggering? While in, not in, D. 82. So right now n is 1. You referring to the colors, Nico? Because I thought I responded if you're referring to that. This is perplexing. And that's too far. I thought I changed I got a new mouse, and I thought I changed the, and this doesn't feel right, but I want to try that. The vote suggestion. Oh, about the C types? Is that the video suggestion you were talking about? That's not the answer I was expecting with or. If in D break. Yeah, redundant. Because let's do 2. Because we should get circular. But I'm really thrown off by this. But why isn't this working? So it's failing because, yeah, Vinky, no, I agree with that. 180. No, I agree, but this should be handling. This is not working the way. So I'm missing. Yeah, to teach us use C types. I'm suffering trying to do random stuff with C types. Okay. I may look at that. I may do a video on it then. Yeah. No. Binky, I agree with that technique. I was trying to get this to be optimized on one line because I mean, yeah, if yeah, but why aren't I stopping? That is so frustrating. That is really annoying. While n not equal to 1. Okay, so let's try. Let's figure out. So I get rid of this. Does this work with 19 that way? Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this the long-handed way. Vinky. Yeah, so we're here. If n in D break whoa, I hate it when I do that. Don't really actually know why that does that. And then print false. All right, let's try this. I'm extremely frustrated of why my and was not working. So now let's do this. Completely agree with you, Venky. So, all right, here we go. So now we need to clean this up and turn this into a function. So, as you can see my frustration, get it to work and then optimize it. So, I don't know how much more we can optimize, but I just do not like all these double checks. I mean, we should be able to do this all on one line. Annoyed. Just very annoyed. Because I feel like I'm really close because this is redundant. At least we don't have like that one time where I had a bunch of falses and a bunch of trues and it could have all been consolidated. Because if you have Yeah. If you have a nested if, it's an and. Because I have if not in, right? I was doing if not in. That's if in false. If not in, it made it true. All right, I need to stop. All right, let's put this in a function. Happy taking in move everything over. Okay, what do we need to change? I need to change this to, and actually technically this is redundant because we're going to do return false. So this is the cool thing about a return, is it is a break. So if you do not know that, throw up a hand or say Y in chat, and we can go over it. All right, let's do print happy 19. Let's bring this up here, and then print. I think somebody just sent something. Is it Nico? What you got, Nico? Is that your C-type stuff? All right, I'll look at that in a minute. I don't think I've done anything with C-type. I'll try to look at it in a bit, Nico, because you've been very nice to the channel, and you think this is it, Vinky? All right, true, false. All right, so now let's try this in Dax. Good morning. How are you doing? There's just a few of us here this morning. Had a big crew, but I think I bored everybody. All right, so what we're doing is we're doing a happy number. You can up in the if you scroll up in chat, you can see we are taking a number and we're splitting it, and we're squaring the first digit, adding it to the square of the second digit, and repeating. And we're looking to see if it eventually gets to 1. If it does not get to 1, it's not happy, so return false. If it does get to 1, it's happy, and it returns true. So we have a solution that is working, that we believe, and we're about to test it in Leetcode, because I think I'm now obsessed with Leetcode because the amount of let me get rid of the print. I don't think it can it do. Whoa, what is that? Where did I just go? Okay, sorry. Comment that out, and let's get rid of that. See if I can speed this up. Had some output. Oh, I guess it didn't hate the output. Return true. Now let's try this. 19 is showing true. 2 is false. I think my PC has a virus. A lot of my apps are being closed, and I'm lagging very badly. Yep, that does sound like a virus, Nico. All right, so we are on. Okay. We're on this side. We beat 91. Where'd that go? We beat 91 %, but memory is really bad. So I'm wondering if, that's why I was wanting to get rid of that. Well, no, because we're still going to be creating. Let's see where we are right here. We're in the big chunk of everybody else, but we're on this side. So I'm kind of impressed with this. So there's only Vinky. How close did you have that? And I'm going to check one of the other solutions. So Dax, what we were really trying to do is we're trying to get this up here, and we were getting some fails. So I kind of like this. So basically, what we found is when we try 2, it repeats. So what we did is we threw in a test as long as we did not see the number again. And I think that is one of the cases, is that basically, so when we got here, we saw 20, and then you split it again, you got 4. So 4 was already in here, so it stopped. So if you have a repeat, you, of course, will not get to 100, and your goal is to get to 1. So if you repeat, you, of course, get into a loop, and you can't go anywhere. We threw that against the wall. That was a very strong guess on my part, but was not 100%. But I'm really frustrated that I can't get this up here. That is annoying me heavily. So I don't want to bore everybody else, because I think that'll get everybody to drop, because we've had quite a few people come in, but nobody stuck around. Let's see. We've had 156 times a minute, and what is that? 34 seconds, so 50.55, 241 divided by 60, divided by 60. 4 hours. Yeah, that's not great. So, all right. I know our core group is already here. Venky, what did you have a solution very, very close to this? So Venky is kind of our list comprehension guru, because I used to not really think about going to list comprehension all the time, because Venky's solutions are very, very elegant. I'm very obsessed with them, because Venky, I had a thought. I don't know if you were here. So what do you think about this solution? What happens if we took the index of the longest one, or the shortest one, and we did like a zip, so we don't even go through this thing twice, and we look at them at the same time, and we add and subtract. All right, let me kind of go through that. Yeah. Let's start over. The other day I made it. You got it down to 8 milliseconds? Okay. What'd you do? Whoop. I just knocked over the screen. I leaned back. Using mapping. Okay. I like that. What's the coloring look like behind me? There we go. Using mapping. So, all right. So, for those of you who are unaware, Venky and I were obsessed, or I was obsessed with Venky's solution. It was a solution. It was a problem where we had 2 strings. I used the term edge case testing at work today. You were awesome. I love it. Well, I can't take credit for that. That was for my last project manager right before I got turned loose. So, I mean, that guy was brilliant. I mean, we didn't do a thing until we thought about like every possible thing that could go wrong. And the stuff that we built, it was so good. So, all right, I can't remember what the name of it was, but basically it was you were given a string of letters, and it was S. Then it was going to take S, shuffle them, and add 1 extra character. And you were to find the extra character. Not find it. What is it? What is the extra character? So Venky's solution was brilliant, and I don't know if you went and saw the top output, which Venky still blew it out of the water. And he says Venky says the solution came from me, and I was like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. I never would have thought about turning these into as keys. So what I was trying to do was look at this, but Venki's solution was add this, subtract this, add this, subtract this. So as you're going through them, you're going to be basically whatever you're doing to one side of the equation, you're doing to the other, and whatever's left, then we took this value. So each time we turned and was it ORD? We added, we incremented ORD, then decremented ORD, and whatever was left with the total, we put it into char, and then we got our letter. So it was such a, okay, here's Venki's solution. Return char on sum of map order t minus, oh, that's so good. And you got that down to 8 milliseconds. Okay, so I kind of like that. See, but I'm also kind of shocked that worked on Leetcode, because Leetcode is fantastic at its edge cases to not work on the built-in functions that that Python has. But yeah, I can't see how they can kill that mapping. Mapping is so good and so powerful. There's zipping, and then there's even because what I was thinking. Let's start over. Do I want to save? No. So what I was wondering is if, so we put both of them in a list, right? Or we increment. No, we don't need it in a list. Still inside the string. So, and actually this one will be moved over here, because it's going to be one character longer. So what I was thinking, just to improve this, I don't think I'll beat Venki's, but if we were to come through and only, because the only problem with this is I did not like, because I was trying to do this one time, and what mapping does, same thing with, it's basically the, do y'all know enumerate? Does everybody here know enumerate? Well, we're gonna look at it. So basically, let's do string. Okay, x equals ABC. I broke my own rule. Sorry. If you're brand new, start out with double quotation marks. All right, because it'll just save you a whole bunch of issues. You can do single, but just trust me, you'll run into something. Yeah. Okay. And then what happens if I wanted to put new equals all right. What happens if we needed to number this? We need to return an enumerate object, iterable, and then start at 0. Yep. For IK and enumerate items start. Yep, bingo. Because I remember when I first saw this. So, what was it? X? Yep. So, new equals enumerate. Enumerate X, and then do 1. New list new. Bingo. So I get something like this. So instead of having to go through and create a new object and a counter, enumerate does this. So new, then wrap this in list, new, boom, new, boom. Oops, I didn't actually create a new object. So let's go back. New equals this, then new equals list dot new. There we go. All right. So you can wrap all these things up. So I remember the first time I saw this and I was going through and I was like, all right, I need to have a counter, and then I can go through, and then somebody goes, no, you not know about the enumerate function? I was like, no, what's the enumerate function? So each object, it can count for you. And basically that's mapping where it's linking things together. But what I was really thinking about is we could do plus and minus, and if it was out of sorts, so if this was, it would all come out in the wash except when you got to this last one, whatever character that would be, whatever your total is. So if you had A and B, you would still be, you could have a negative number. So then if over here it was B and A, it would be the same. So it's not going to beat Venki's solution because Venki's is awesome, but I do want to see if we can speed this up a little bit. And I just kind of want to see if I can do this one time. Because so let's see. So we need all these. I commented that out twice. Okay. And then, of course, we need this. Does anybody remember what was that one called? Find. Venki, do you have the URL for that one? I can't. Hang on. My watch is telling me I need to get up and walk around. My watch thinks that I'm completely lazy. I don't wear my watch to jiu-jitsu. Well, actually, I can't go to jiu-jitsu for a while. I've gotten banged up, so I'm going to be out for a while. But yeah, I don't wear it, so it thinks that I'm extremely lazy. And I'm like, I'm active. Of course, it kind of likes it when I go to the gym. So, all right, we don't need that many totals. Well, one, we don't need that. And we're just going to do total. Because Venki proved that we can, but we do need a counter. Counter equals 0. And let's see. All right, let me see if we can, how we can think about this. So try. Because which one's longer? What doesn't this like? Oh, total. Let's clean this up a little bit. Counters, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And it says it's up on, yes, I know that. Use not found. T is going to be the longer character. So this is what I am envisioning. So, and I'm trying to do better to verbalize. Going to be try and accept to check both these indices. And if this indice doesn't exist, if it's out of range, then return this character. No. Because it could be the wrong character. So we'll be returning that character because still. All right. So returning. So we still need. So total. T is longer. So S index counter. Total increment counter and then total decrement. Let's see. You guys see what I'm doing? Decrement T counter. Then while true, okay. While true, okay. Move this over. Move everything over. Then try. All right, so we're going to have an issue with the length, right? We're going to have, you got 22 milliseconds. When did you, is that your original? Is that what your, is that with your mapping, or are you trying with this index counter that I'm trying to verbalize or I'm envisioning? So we're going to have a problem right here at the end with this index out of range. And if you've not experienced index out of range, you're lucky, but you're also not, you haven't you haven't stretched enough, because that was the first thing that came to mind, because I knew I was going to get indexed out of range. So that's why I know that I'm going to need to try and accept. So let's bring this in right now, and I'll show you how and why I already knew I was going to have an index out of range. So T is longer. When you do these things enough for happy number, you got, wait a minute, you got 22 for happy number. What did you do? Show me, send me what you got, because I did mine and I got 20, I got 30. So what percentile were you in? So if you got 22, you were down, you were in like 90. What is that? That's the zero. Everybody. So that means you were in like the top 5 percentile, because you would have beat. You were in the first 6 bins. I'm in like bin 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm in 16. Okay, so what I'm doing is I was counting. I resized everything. There we go. I was counting all these, and that's been 16, and I got it in 30 milliseconds, and I beat 91.38%. But my memory is awful, because I'm building. So I'm building each of these, and then I'm converting it. So that's eating up memory, and then I'm creating a dictionary as well. So if you have, I would love to see your solution. Let me get this over here. Put this back up here. Close. All right. Okay. So now try. Cut this. This needs to be here. Move this over. And then because it'll be out of range, except what is it? Index error. Because if I try s dot 2. Bingo, index error. Index error, then total total minus equals, there we go. And I think this works. All right. What am I doing wrong? All right, so unsupported operand type S. Oh, ORD. ORD. And ORD. All right, let's try this again. Okay. That's not right. While true, return. Let's see. Index out of range. Oh, why didn't I hear that? I think Vinky sent me something. Let's see. Is happy. Oh, I love that. Now, wait a second. Why is yours 22 milliseconds? I wonder if this is server-based around the world. Because, look, all right. Okay, this is really interesting to me. So, all right, hang on, everybody. I want to show you all this right here. So here's my 30 milliseconds for this. And then here is Venky's. I hate the Discord. You have to do this. And then look at this. 14 milliseconds. This has to be on different servers. That doesn't make any sense. Let me see if we can put this side by side and still everybody be able to see it. Let's see. So this goes down to 3. This has to be on different servers. Absolutely has to be. Yeah, but I mean, look at the width of mine. My peak is down here around, I mean, there's a trough here at 36, 37 milliseconds. Your trough is, can I zoom in and make this bigger? Are you on mobile? That's the only thing. This has to be a different server. That it's showing that, yes, you're faster. Or this is a different solution. My bad. Okay, I missed that. I thought that was that's the string. Okay, my bad, everybody. I was going to get really frustrated. But yeah, that's the find the difference. Okay. Oopsie. Sorry, everybody. Paying attention to detail. My bad. All right, so here we are. So now I want to keyboard interrupted. So I'm stuck Is this return not breaking? That's really weird. So I'm stuck in this while loop. Should not be happening. Okay, anybody see the big screw up that I am not doing? I'm just continuously checking the same one. What? Total, while true, counter. Because I don't want to go through, I do not want to do len. I'm trying to only touch these strings once. So S T. Okay. And counter. Anybody else see what? So I'm full of all sorts of operational errors. Did anybody see what I just did? So I was resetting the counter to counter every time, incrementing up by 1, then resetting to 0. Anybody else miss that too? All right, so now what is this? Arg not in range of here. All right, so total. Also outside of here. All right. Whoa, all kinds of sorry. Got a text from a kid. They grow up, but they're always your kid. I got some older kids, and well, all my kids are old. They're not kids anymore. 2 of them are adults, but it doesn't matter. All right, let's see if we can do this now. What is total? Total is not defined, of course, because it's inside a function. So everybody know how to pull out a so if you need to and counter. Everybody know how to do that? What I'm doing right there? You can also use the list.count to check, right? Yes, you can. Ooh, yet. Well, you're talking about how would we do? How would we do? So count on. Well, we'd still need to convert it. So why isn't? Oh. Yep. There we go. This should do it. I haven't done global in a while. No. There we go. Okay, total. Minus 97. Bingo. There we go. That's my problem. I need to be doing the inverse because I'm going to have more. Okay. Everybody see what I was doing. But let's see. So a counter and 1. All right. So this is minus. This is plus. This is plus. Let's do this again. A comment these out. Probably going to have no gain. Okay. Let's see. E. All right. So I'm technically only going through this once. Let's see if we can speed this up. All right. Vinky, can you send me the link for this? Yeah. Oh my God. Everybody's gone. They're like, man, we hate that you're doing the same thing. Like iterate from S or T and count, and if counts mismatch. Ooh, interesting. I'm not trying to say don't do it. I'm not seeing the solution because, look, I have a lot of respect for you the way that you've seen things that I don't. Just because I don't see this doesn't mean it doesn't work. Try it and let me know. Can you send me the link for the match? Find match, happy match. What was find the difference. That was it. Let me see if I can look right here. Duplicate. Not duplicate. Yeah, there's duplicate, but I have a duplicate, but to duplicate. All right. Problem. All right. It's called find the difference. Search. Find the difference. Find the difference. Here we go. Is this it? It is. Let's see. So if you're just joining and you don't know, we're going to put this one in chat too. So that's the one that I'm trying to. So what we did not yesterday, 2 days ago, Vinky had a absolutely awesome, elegant solution to turn this into awesome. Okay. You are going to get a string that is then scrambled with one extra character. So my first solution was to just say, hey, is this in here? Well, yes and yes. Well, the problem is if it's a double letter and it sees it, it's like, yeah, it's in there. But what is it? So Vinky goes, hey, I think this is a ASCII problem. So Vinky's solution was sum up, have a total. Actually, I think Vinky even simplified this more. Was one total. Add this to it, then subtract these from it. I was like, that's absolutely awesome. Now, what has been driving me nuts is I've been stuck on time complexity. How much time does it take? How many times are you going through something? So with these small solutions, this is not big. But what happens if this was 1 million characters? 100 million characters, 1 billion characters. That's when we start to get really into a problem. So if this was 1 billion characters and this was 1 billion characters, 1 billion 1 characters, we would have to go through this twice. So what I've been trying to rack my brain about is, can we go through it and look at each index at the exact same time? So basically, I'm looking at both of these strings and I'm moving through them at the exact same moment, and I'm adding this one, subtracting this one. So if they're mismatched, it didn't matter because it's going to eventually wash out. So if A was here, if A was in T and B was in S, but they would eventually be in here because they're still in here. So I would just add and subtract them at different times. So at the beginning, I could have a negative, like it could go negative. So that's not a 0. So if I'm at 0, then I add A, subtract B, I'd be off a little bit. Then add B, subtract A, I'd get back to 0. So whenever I get down to this last character, then I have my solution. So now I'm going to try this and see, because right now I am at, let's see, I'm at 34 here. I'm at 34 milliseconds, not that one. This. I'm at 34 milliseconds. Beating 80%. I'm on this side. I really want to get down to here. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this solution. Let's see. Copy. Is that right? Because I'm trying to... Yeah. Oh, I've changed. Let's just copy and see what happens. And move over. Red rover. All right. Let's try this, see if it passes the first couple tests. Pass first test, pass second test. Let's see if this is any faster. I want this to be faster. Whoa, it's slower. It slowed down. Vinky, it actually slowed down. But Vinky had, if you're not reading in chat, Vinky had a mapping solution, 32 seconds and 86. Vinky did it in what, 8 milliseconds, something unbelievably fast. Oh, hang on, I'm about to knock over my screen. That was 39 milliseconds. Okay, so we're not getting anywhere. All right. I like my solution, but it's not any faster. So let's see. Okay, so I'm driving folks nuts. They're starting to drop. And I'm about to lean back and knock my screen over. So we have been on for, an hour and a half? And let's see. Somebody asked me about Super Chat. I need to look at that. I don't really know how to go about doing that. And my color is Nico's usually here to tell me when my color is going bad. But I do like this, that we're going through them at the exact same time. I really thought that was going to speed things up, because I thought if we're going through the length, each individual one, but I guess I'm naive to think that we're not pausing. I thought if we had the same pointer and we're just going through the length, if we zip it and then we were to go through, I wonder if that would speed it up. But all right, we are at an hour and 41 minutes. Anyone have anything pressing before we drop? We just had a couple more drop in. I'm just curious. What are we at? We're at 2 minutes, and this is 2.5. No, 2.1 times 100. We've had 169 people come through today. 171 divided by 60. That's only 2 hours. Do you know about default dict and zip, like adding unknown functions to each other? Like adding unknown functions to another. Ooh, send me an example. Default dict. Yeah, I did some videos on that. I think I did. Actually, let me check. Default. Alt. Let's see. Oh, you're already on it. I got print. Let me do search for dict. Using a dictionary for conditions, data structure dictionaries. Let me see. Dictionary comprehension. I got 12 zipping a dictionary. Yeah, you have to send me. Here, let's just look. Okay, difference for I. Oh, okay. Does that work? Count I. Count I, return I. Oh, I see what you did. That is fantastic. So you're returning whatever is not there because... Okay. How fast is that one? So let's see. So what is happening? Let's copy this and let's show what, if you're not on Discord, well, if you're not on Discord, you're missing out on everything. So, all right, return I. So what then key solution is for I in T, then if s.count I not equal to, okay, count I, return I. Return I. Return I. How fast is that? Let me go back. So we're just going. My only issue is this slower because you're then touching each of these, but it may be so super fast that since it's in. Let me move this over. Is that since it's, so the last one that I did was 35 milliseconds. That's 34. Let's run it again. Come on. Run it again. Got 37. So, all right. I completely get that. All right. From collections, import, default dictionary. Okay, let me see if I did collections. I feel like I did collections too. Count order. I did order dictionary object a while back, back in 2019. But yeah, I can go back and we can do. I did a collections intro, then I did collections counter object, then I did collections ordered dictionaries. So let's see, import collections, select collections. Okay. So if you're not aware, well, one, if you're not aware of all of the playlists that I have, there are, I think there's 80 or 90 playlists that I have. So you'd be hard pressed to find a topic that I have not done. So, all right. And let's see. There we go. So, all right. Help on collections dot default alt dictionary. What? Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. Help on collections. Let's move this over so we can get a little better look at it. And set default. Come up here, default dictionary. All right, cool. The default factory is called without arguments to produce a new value when a key is not present in get items only. The default compares equal. Oh, wait a minute. A default dictionary compares equal to a dictionary with the same items. All remaining arguments are treated the same as if they were passed to the dictionary constructor, including keyword arguments. All right. Let's see if there is an example. This may be something where we need to go to Python collections counter. Let's pull this over here. Default dictionary. All right. Return a new dictionary object. Let's slide this over because I bet the lighting is awful. All right. Let's check, make sure we can see everything in frame. Yep. Oh. Move over. Okay. Return a new dictionary like object. Dictionary default dict is a subclass of built-in dict class. It overrides one method and adds one writable instance variable. The remaining functionality is the same as the dict class and is not documented here because you can go and read about the dictionary. Okay, that makes sense. The first argument provides the initial value for the default factory attribute. Defaults to none. So default factory. Okay, there it is. Default factory none. So it takes in. Okay, none. All remaining arguments are treated as the same and as if passed to the dictionary constructor, including keyword arguments. I'm not getting we're talking about keyword arguments. Missing. So, all right, here's the example. And I'm obsessed with these examples. Let me go back to, I do need more screens. All right. So here's our example, and let's make sure we understand it. So we have a list. Okay, so here we are. DAX, what's that? A video that gives an overview of data manipulation techniques in Python, what is available or necessary, how to use. Is that a video idea, Dax? A video that gives an overview of data manipulation techniques in Python. What is available? You talking about like data that's collected, like database and like aggregation? Because I guess my brain goes to pandas. It's the equivalent. Something not covered. Something not covered. Okay, something not covered. All right, well, I'll have to think about that. I will, yeah. Let me finish this. Data manipulation. Okay. One of the things that came to mind is I got some certification on Tableau. Finished that up actually just yesterday. SQL, pandas, etc. SQL I think is great, but the audience here is not a big fan of SQL, so I'm gonna have to trick everybody into wanting to learn that, because I do a video on SQL and everybody just hates the idea. So, but yes, I've been more than happy to make some. But yeah, I think data cleaning, cleaning up, looking at aggregates, things like that. That's what comes to my mind. Yeah, SQL and pandas is fantastic because you need to understanding what it really represents. Actually, okay, you give me something to really kind of think about. So, all right, let's look at here. So here's the example. So we take this list, and as we can see, the key. So this blue is in here. It's more about getting a job. Oh, for me? Yeah. Trying to just stay motivated, I guess. But yeah, because there's tons, and I may have to go back and do stuff in town that I not wanted to, and go back to. I may have to just start all the way back over with a company here in town and work my way back up. But all right. So basically, if we look at this, since it realizes that blue is in here twice, then it creates these items, and it does not override. And it understands, instead of, okay, this is interesting to me. Is this another example of default dict, or is this kind of interesting? Wait a minute. What? Oh, whoa. Okay. Pause, everybody. Look and see what this does. So you can pass in. That's what this default factor is. So let's look. Default factory. First argument provides. I thought I fixed this. All right, so let's slow down for a second, guys. First argument provides the initial value of the default factory attribute. Default's none. All remaining arguments are treated as the same. So they just blew right by default factory. So let's look and see what this does. We're not passing in. I'm misreading this. I thought this was passing in this list. So, all right, here's the downfall of. So I passed in a list. It says, hey, look at this. Make a list of anything that's duplicates. Now let's look at. I'm passing in int, and I want you to count every time through. So for k, append v, key value, and put it into a list. So then here, I want you, this is going to be an int, and then I come here. Okay. And then I'm going to take the key, and basically the value up here is a list, because I'm passing this in. And then however I treat it here. So since this is the key, and the value is a list because I told it. So the value is a list. Boom, right here. And then I'm going to pass in for this one. I think Venky sent something else. Hang on, Venky. Then the second one, my value is going to be is going to be an int. So your factory is what is the value object? All right? And then it's the same equivalent of set default. Okay, here we go. Default factory, set an empty list. List is unappended. We should have just read. So this is very interesting. I can't remember if I did this before. So we could make it as a tuple. Yeah, here it is as a set. Okay, here it is as a set as well. Hang on, Venky. Let me see what Venky sent. Venky sent collections. Let's bring this over so we can all see what Venky sent. Can I not make that any bigger? Nope. All right. Words, apples, and then make a list. What do we do here? Oh, I like that. So everything that starts with Oh, that's fantastic. So group everything that starts with a B. Everything starts with an A. So we're going to alphabetize everything. That is. So it's a subset group. I like that. I don't recall making a video like that. That is very, very good. Okay. And then whatever you want to pass in, a set, and then name tuples. All right. Factory function is tuples with fields, named fields. Oh, that's pretty good. But yes, it's SQL. So yeah, Python even has where you can connect with. I'm surprised this is in with collections. I can't. That's interesting. So I do have some videos on SQLite 3. It's a way that you can connect to a database and then actually pass in SQL and get back records. It's actually quite interesting. So, all right. That was a great little chat on that. So we've had a couple people drop in. Was planning on wrapping up here in a few minutes, but is there anything pressing that anyone has any questions on before we wrap up for today? And me being a little yellow, let me get this out of here. That makes it a little bit better. Not super great. But anything pressing? Let me get this here. We'll put it beside that. So we did happy number. Did some cool stuff with that. I thought we had a very elegant solution for find the difference. Didn't really speed that up because I thought we were iterating through them at the same time with double pointer. But I did like this solution. I'm a little annoyed that I can't get this up here. I'm going to have to work on that because that's going to annoy me immensely. But before I drop zip. Okay, zip. Zip is very cool. You, Venky, you want help with zip? Because it's very interesting. So, all right, yeah, we can take a peek at zip. So, think about enumerate. That's what helped me. So, let's see. Perfect example of, let's say you were given, you pull out, let's say you were given 2 columns. We'll just use that example. Names. We'll just do ages and then we'll just do something really simple. 12, 13, 11, and 14. All right. Then y is equal to list dot, not dot, range, a bit, trying to use that. You're trying to use, okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, so we got to go to 5. And close that out. So, all right, we have X and we have Y. So now I zip. So let's say I was given these columns and I had, so let's just do help on zip first. Bingo, but it's more putting things together. So this first A and the first one for here. Now zip, so you pass in iterables. And as you can see, it is args. So it's not just limited to 2. You can pass in as many as you want. So if I were to do, now watch what happens. So X, let's do Y first because that was like the place, and then X. Now it does make a zip object. So you do have to, if you want to see it, because it's basically puts it in. So all right. So let's just say I was given a column and it broke it out and you didn't have access. You didn't have access to the whole sheet. And something happened and you were just given these columns of data, and this was their place in class, and it could be names. Yeah, the third one, XYZ, could be let's see, Tom, Tom, Sam, Pete. Close that, and then we need one more, Matt, and then close that out. And oops, no, there we go. And Z. So here we are. So that was their place in class. This is their age, and that's their name. So that would be the perfect example of how I would go about zipping them together if I was given the columns, but they were in variable. It was in variable form, and then I needed to put them back together. Just something that I think could possibly happen. And yes, Vinky has something along this lines for I. Oh, here. Let's chat about unpacking for just a second. For I in zip. Let's do this. Y, X, Z. What about Jan? I know, right? Print I. So let's look at this for a second. So unpacking. All right. Let's do Jan. There we go. There we go. Now, because each object of I is a tuple, this is a great exercise if you're super brand new. Now, this is the tuple. Now, what Python understands, so this is the tuple. Now, I'm going to do this a little mean to mess everybody up. So, I, K, J. So, by adding these extra two, Python goes, wait a second. So, now this is all this item. And I've just added, I have a total of 3. So, Python goes, hey, wait a second. You happen to know that this is, okay, actually, let's do this. I didn't even realize it did that on. Now, why did this do this? Where a second ago, I was each of these because I unpacked it. Now, my instructions are the same, but my base is different. But I'm still just outputting 1. So now if I add K, now what'll happen? Now I just get the age. So then if I would like the names again, add Joe as a J. Bingo. So now, this is something to really wrap your head around. I plus J. Yes. So I plus J. Yes, you could do that. Why could we do that and not J plus K? K plus J. We'll do these in order. So I plus J will work. Won't throw an error. But why will K plus any of the others not work? Anybody got any clues? But yeah, that's zip right there. And since this is a iterable, we do not need to wrap this in this is a zip object, but also an iterable. So you do not need to wrap this in a list to be able to iterate through it. And when you're using a loop, you're iterating through. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Any other great questions? Vinky's on it today, as always. Nico is a great support as well. Anything going once, going twice. We've had quite a few people come and hang out today. Let's see. Got 17 likes today. That's probably the most. 184 times 2 point, it's almost 6. So 6.2, 482 divided by 60. That's 8 hours. So we've already had 8 hours of watch time. That's kind of cool. That blows me away. So we've been streaming for an hour and 45. No, we just passed 2 hours. Okay, I got to go. I did not realize. So it is delayed by, it said a minute, and it was delayed by more than a minute. So all right, we've been here 2 hours. I got stuff to do. No, does not interest me in making a virus. But it's a great, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to figure out how to do it, Nico. So if that interests you, why don't you do that? And then you start a YouTube channel and you show people how to do, make an antivirus. I wouldn't even know where to start. Because we'd have to get into the sys. No, because I think that's neat. But also, Nico, to just kind of remind everybody what I'm trying to stay sharp with problem solving. Not antivirus. Antivirus, not virus. Yes, I misread. I apologize. I don't know how close that would be to my skill set. Because I'm trying to just stay sharp with these things. So I'm trying to walk a thin line of being entertaining, sharing what I'm learning, all the while trying to stay sharp on problem solving. So I don't feel that getting too far deep into the systems side of, I'm sure there would be some. But my CPU is at max usage. Well, I would start trying to close stuff. Oh, I see. There's all sorts of. I mean, is your Windows antivirus? I would just turn it on and let it run, and you may need to just reinstall everything too. One program is you using it all, then that's probably a virus. Yeah, you got to be very careful of where you're going. No preserve root for Windows. Oh, yes. I think. Yes. I think my son showed me that. But yeah, Vinky or Nico, if that's happening, I would suggest trying to save what you can and then reinstall Windows and just get everything, and just be very careful where you go on the internet and what you install. So there's a lot of different places out there, but yeah, you can run put Windows on your. Oh, you're on. Oh, thank you, Dex. That's a Linux command. Well, yeah. Trying to stay focused, trying to stay busy, trying to stay motivated, trying to also get some traffic over to my LinkedIn. So but there are a ton of people looking for jobs, data analysts, and all, especially with all the graduates that are still looking for jobs. And everybody's going to the larger cities, and I've already seen Amazon just did it. And I just saw that a couple of big places in Virginia and some banks are stopping remote work. So that may become a problem. But all right, we're at 2 hours and 11 minutes, so I need to wrap up. But appreciate it, guys. Today was very cool. Appreciate everyone from being here. Well, Nico, you do have. I mean, you are open to the internet. You're making websites. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but it may not be a virus. You just may have something just circulate. I mean, if it's one program, stop the program and see if it gets better. But all right, I need to run, everybody. Thank you so much as always. Had a good day today. I need to get going around here and run to the store and try to do Makeover Monday on Tableau.